very warm welcome and a good afternoon to everyone here at the Landmark Hotel. Today, we can confirm that Lawrence Okolie will defend his WBO cruiserweight world title against Chris Billam-Smith in Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium, the home of AFC Bournemouth, on May 27th, live on Skysports. Sometimes fights just make sense, even if for a long time you think that there's no possibility that they can ever happen. Sometimes it's these fights that take us by surprise. Two friends, two former gym mates, now pitted against each other, and at least for the next 7 weeks as enemies. One man in the middle of this storm, Shane McGuigan, quite rightly regarded as one of the brightest trainers in world boxing, goes from guiding a fighter to the very top of the sport to devising a game plan to bring him down. What's not to like? Lawrence Okolie, thank you for joining us, Lawrence. Better late than never. Undoubtedly king of the cruiserweight division domestically, the proud owner of the WBO belt, and a very difficult man to beat. Chris Billam-Smith, the challenger with a whole army of fans behind him, ready to make his dream a reality. Thousands will pack into that stadium to hopefully see their hometown hero become a legend. Lawrence will have other ideas. This division is red hot domestically, so congratulations to Ben Shalom and Boxer for matching two of their own against each other. Very quick word with Ben Shalom. As I say, you had all the fighters. We don't always see promotional stablemates matched against each other, but you had no hesitation putting these two together in a mammoth summer clash.
I think the fighters demanded it. To be honest, we didn't see this one coming either. I have to thank AFC Bournemouth. Their support has been incredible. To start with Chris Billam-Smith for the first time in Bournemouth under 12 months ago. The journey's been incredible. So to actually realise the dream at a stadium for a world title fight, but not just any world title fight, the domestic world title against Lawrence Okolie, who for us, activity is key. He signed for us to be in the big nights, the big fights, and what a statement. 7 weeks after his last fight, he's going to step into the Lion's Den in Bournemouth and to defend his world title against Chris Billam-Smith. I think I have to thank both fighters and both teams for allowing us to put on this fight, because it doesn't happen often in boxing, and they're both putting it all on the line, and we get to see an incredible story come together, an incredible fight, and to be honest, something that no one saw coming.
Can also see Mikhail Awal and Isaac Chamberlain at the top table. Gents, just be patient, we will come to you. But let's get straight to our main event fighters. The champion. I'll give the floor to you first. One or two eyebrows raised, let's be honest. In the modern era, people at the top level, they don't tend to box that regular, maybe twice a year, 3 times a year, if we're being really, really lucky. Certainly not just 8 weeks, 9 weeks. So why now? Why get straight back in?
Yeah, for me, obviously, thank everyone for being here. Thank you to Isaac and Mike Lowell as well, also been on the undercard, and shout out to Chris Billam-Smith as well. I think for me, I had a year out of the ring for various different reasons, and I came over to boxer to be active. I think I enjoy fighting against the best people, and I'm not one of those fighters that talks about it. I'm one of the fighters that goes out and makes it happen. So for me, it's a quick turnaround from what people are used to, but you know what I mean, I'm back a week after my last fight, no injuries, no damage, so why not get back into camp, keep the weight down, build on my last fight, build on the fitness, and keep it active.
So that is the key. No injuries. You can confirm injury-free. So
Yeah.
straight back into the gym.
Yeah, it was just a 12-rounder. Do you know what I mean? Just a little 12 rounds, shake off the cobwebs, and then, you know, now we're ready to put in what needs to be put in. It was a good learning lesson for me as well. My first fight under Sugar Hill, dealing with a different training camp, different dynamics. So it gives us a lot to work with for this next fight.
The quote on the press conference, on the press release, was pretty incredible. Chris, I love you, but I'm going to KO you.
I mean, I guess that's the aim, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Chris is someone who, as a person, I respect. Do you know what I mean? I know him well. I love how he is with his family. I love him as a person, but I'm here to actually make a statement. And it's almost unfortunate because I like Chris, but ultimately he's a European champion, Commonwealth, British champion, ranked highly in the world. And that's the type of fights that I want to be in, so we have to do what we have to do.
Chris, did you have any reservations We know how desperately you wanted to box at the stadium. That was delivered. That was the only day the other champions weren't available. I think for a long time you didn't necessarily want to box Lawrence when he was training with Shane McGuigan. As soon as he stepped away from that, did you think that's a fight that could happen? And have you got any reservations about boxing a friend in Lawrence, even if he is an enemy now for the next 2 months?
No, thank you all for being here, and thank you for the opportunity. It's a fight, obviously, like you said, the other champions we tried to get, and boxing politics and shenanigans got in the way. So then I think we were on a call before Lawrence's last fight and mentioned it. And then, fair play to him for taking the fight. And yeah, it's obviously when you're in the same gym, you never expect it to happen, and you never expect people to leave the gym. But obviously he's left now, and here we are.
What are your feelings towards him at this current time?
That is right now. We haven't got a fight right now. But no, I like Lawrence. He's a funny guy. But he's got someone I want, and that's what it is. It's business.
How many rounds do you think, between the two of you, if you could agree on a figure, how many rounds do you think that you sparred, and what were those sparring sessions like?
I think we probably did over 300 rounds, something around that. Yeah, they were learning curves for both of us. We both learned a lot sparring. We both built ourselves up to world level fighters by doing plenty of other work as well, but also the work we did with each other. And that's why this makes for an exciting fight. No one that's boxed Lawrence has done as many rounds with him as I have.
You obviously respect him, but do you fear him?
No, I don't fear anyone. I think I've shown that through my career. We've tried to just fight every champion there is, and Lawrence is one of them. And now we're here. And I wouldn't be fighting him if I feared him. But no, yeah, like you said, I respect him, but no fear.
What about the stadium and Bournemouth? I think Ben will agree with me that certainly a couple of our best nights since Skysports and Boxer started working with each other have been the Bournemouth nights. It's been something really special, and the fights have matched the atmosphere. What will it be like at the stadium? Yeah,
it'd be incredible. So many memories there as a 12, 13-year-old season ticket holder, dreaming of playing on the pitch one day, but my feet weren't quite as good as my hands, unfortunately, so I've had to find another way to get my dream to come true. And my dream now is to obviously win a world title at the stadium. I get to do that on May 27th.
Come back to both of you, but I want to bring in Shane McGuigan. I mean, I teased it at the top there, and look, we're promoting a fight, but it's a statement of fact. You trained Lawrence to take him to the very top of the sport, and now you're training Chris to bring Lawrence down from the top of the sport.
Yeah, when you look at it like that, it's not, it seems a bit odd, but it's business. That's the way it is. Nothing against Lawrence. It's just he is a world champion, and he's a domestic world champion, so that makes more sense than Goulamirian or Optaya, and both of them. We tried and we didn't succeed, but we got the fight. We sat on a call with John Wish. Before the fight, we said this David Light guy's only going to go 3 or 4 rounds, see if he's ready for May the 27th. The fact that it went longer, we were expecting him not to be able to deliver that, but fair dues to Lawrence and getting that fight.
Is it a fair question to ask you what you made of Lawrence's performance against David Light?
He wants sound bites. No, I don't think it was the best performance, but we're not preparing for that. We're preparing for the best Lawrence Okolie, and that's the one that I feel like was in our gym for 3 years.
The Lawrence Okolie that was in the gym, can you just give us a window into those sparring sessions? All of these big fights recently have been built on sparring rumours and who did what, but when you've got 300, 350, or between 300 and 500 rounds to base on, you must have seen things in Lawrence, weaknesses that you feel that Chris can capitalise on, otherwise you wouldn't have presumably put Chris forward in the fight.
We took it straight away, and he's got multiple strengths. He's 6'5", got 6'9" reach, can punch with either hand. He's physical, he's athletic. I believe, he's the best cruiserweight on the planet for now. But for every strength there's a weakness, and I believe we will devise a plan to beat him.
Did you? No, I'll leave that one. I'll leave that one. Do you have a message for each other, Lawrence? What do you want to say to Chris? I know, for a long time, you probably didn't think this fight was going to happen, and you were looking around for the other champions. And when you saw that there was a date there to fight Chris, what were your feelings towards it? Were you happy? And did you think that Chris would take the opportunity to fight you?
Which one? But I didn't think that the fight was going to happen. If I'm honest with you, I didn't think the fight would take place on that date. But the reality is I rate Chris as a fighter, and also even for taking the fight, because I know those other fighters that were umming and ahhing about taking the fight with him and taking the fight with myself. And you know, as Shane and as they both basically said, they both were up for the fight. So you know, although I was the one pushing for it, it's good that it's happening.
Sugar Hill isn't here today, but do you believe that there's still more to come between that new pairing of yourself and Sugar Hill? You've only had the one fight together, which was the David Light fight.
Yeah, of course. I think like as soon as you start a new job or a new area, there's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be lessons learned. We went out, we had 12 rounds last week or like 9 days ago. So we got a lot to kind of work with. So we both know what we need to work on in the gym and what works well. I think a lot of times it takes maybe a fight or different sparring sessions for coaches to kind of realise what a fighter needs and what I need from Sugar and what Sugar needs from me. So I'm really excited about these next few weeks. I think, you know, as much as we can sit here and be civil and stuff like that, I know what this fight means to Chris, I know what this fight means to myself, and I know what I'm going to have to put my body through over the next 7 weeks. Same with Chris is, like, as Shane said, the performance the other day against David Light, it was me coming back after a year. It was me watching David Light knowing that I should win quite easily. Where with Chris, I know, you know, we've had some spars, a lot of spars as we've just said, and I know, you know, what kind of fight I expect this to be. As we've seen from all of Chris's fights, they're all good action-packed fights with a lot of punches exchanged. And I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'll be honest with you, as much as I like Chris, I'm actually looking forward to being in that type of fight.
You gave yourself a low mark out of 10 in the ring on the night. Do you think that performance has enticed people to want to get in the ring with you and perhaps drawn out a couple of people from the long grass? Not saying Chris at all, but certainly would have got confidence from that performance?
No, absolutely not, because there's people like Richard Riakporhe that we've said, yo, we'll fight you next, and people are not having it. We're champions, the same with Chris is looking for champions. I've been looking for champions, but I've got a belt, so you should be more up for fighting me in unifications. No one really wants to fight. That's why, as I said, I rate Chris, because Chris hasn't shied away, Shane hasn't shied away. Obviously, they have the advantage of doing loads of rounds with me, so there's a bit of familiarity with my style and stuff like that. But everyone knows on fight night, when you put the 10-ounce gloves on, it's very different, and I look forward to it.
Before we move to the undercard, Ben, it is a unique dynamic. Let me ask you about the atmosphere. I think you and I are in agreement that Bournemouth atmosphere and those certainly the summer fight week on the beach was something special. You're hoping for something similar again. The call is for Bournemouth fans to come out and see this fight.
Yeah, Isaac will remember it well. It's a tough environment to go into. What a fight that was, but this one is going to be something special. I mean, a world title. I think we brought the first televised boxing event to Bournemouth in the summer, and now we're at the stadium. It's credit to Chris, it's credit to everyone involved. I think this division with Richard Riakporhe also now primed for his world title shot that will be coming next. We've got Chris Billam-Smith fighting for his world title, Lawrence now active. It's fighters in their peak, in their prime. There's no excuses. They all want the same thing. The division is stacked. We've got Mikel Lowell against Isaac Chamberlain in an unbelievable British title fight as well. It's a special division, and hopefully it can be an example to the rest of boxing that the best should fight the best in their prime at the right times. And luckily, 3 of them are British, and we get to see it.
Yeah, credit to both of you for agreeing to it. We'll come back to the main event, but let's talk the undercard. Let's start with Mikel Lowell, British champion. Worked hard to get that belt, and I'm sure you're going to want to keep hold of it. You and Lawrence had quite an interesting post-fight interview where he came and got involved. Set this fight up for us. How much are you looking forward to it, and how highly do you rate Isaac?
Yeah, I'm happy, man. Can't wait for this fight. Obviously, I saw it as disrespect when he came up to me after the fight. Obviously, I was just happy to get through that fight, because obviously on the week of the fight I got sick, but I still pulled through, and I'm happy. But yeah, I can't wait to fight this guy and get him to respect me as well. That's it, really. You
say you saw it as a disrespect?
100%.
Why is that you felt that was your moment?
Yeah, that was my moment. Like you just don't do that, innit? Like in the moment, he thought he saw something that maybe he could beat me in the moment or whatever. Obviously, when we fight, he's gonna have to prove that, and yeah, we're gonna see in it.
We know that you've sparred because we came to the gym and filmed it all those years ago. If the fight is anything like the spar, we're in for a very entertaining night.
Exactly, yeah.
What does he do well and what does he do not so well, in your opinion?
He's got some good attributes and things like that, but obviously I'm working on it, and I'm gonna have to expose him in it and show him what real boxing is about. Do you feel me? It's not even just boxing. I'm talking about fighting. Do you feel me? And I'm just gonna beat him up. That's it.
Isaac, come straight to you for your response to that. Mikhail saw it as a disrespect, the call out. What do you make of that and what he just said there, that he's going to have to beat you up for it?
He's chatting rubbish, man. He's chatting rubbish. Like, I've already been preparing for this fight, you know, and when we was there, you didn't see it as a disrespect. We spotted each other. It was all respect. So I don't know why you're coming with this disrespect talk right now. I don't understand it.
How fired up are you for this opportunity? The British title, it means so much to fighters. You're in touching distance now.
Yeah, it feels great. You know, a massive thank you to Mick Hennessy, my manager. A massive thank you to Ben Shalom as well for putting this all together. You know, even credit to Lawal, even though he thinks I disrespected him. Thank you for taking this fight. You know, we have literally 5 of the best cruiserweights in the country on this table, almost 5. So, you know, it's just showing everyone what we can do. So, you know, I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity.
You're injury-free now. That was a hard fight with Chris Billam-Smith, where you had your war wounds afterwards. You're all recovered and fighting fit now after a relatively solid recovery.
Yeah, all recovered. Everything is going great, you know, and we're in training right now, preparing for Lowell. So everything is good.
What sort of Lawal are you preparing for?
We're preparing for the best type. Can't really say too much, but, you know, we're going to try and negate the stuff that he brings and work with what we've been working with Bobby and Connor, my coaches, and just go from there.
Do you remember those sparring sessions? They were very, very entertaining, high-paced, full of drama.
Can't lie, it was over 5 years ago. A long time ago, man. Talk about sparring session from 5 years ago.
He knows why he can't remember it.
Pardon?
You know why he can't remember it, innit?
Explain yourself.
No, you know, innit? Release
Why?
the footage. Release
What
the
happened?
footage. You feel me?
You want me to really? I'll release the footage
Yeah, release it then.
tonight.
Yeah, okay, cool. Do that.
Yeah?
Do that.
Okay. I like how you're talking.
I said do that, innit?
All right.
How highly do you rate his punching power, Isaac? I'm not putting you in a one-trick pony category. We know you can box as well, but it's undeniable that the record shows that you can punch. How highly do you rate his punching power, Isaac?
Obviously, he can punch, but like everyone in the division can punch. Look at the weights that we're in. And to be honest, the people that he's been knocking out, flipping 2 wins and 47 losses. Like, I don't know where you're going here. Like, with 2 weeks' notice, bro. Not even 2 weeks, flipping 2 days. Like, I don't know where you're going with this, bro. All right, this is a different level, fam. That's what I'm saying. It's a different level here, bro.
All right, say no more.
No disrespect to the British title at all, but do you both have dreams above that? Do you think that your ceiling is above British level? Come to you first, Isaac.
Yeah, of course. You know, that's what we're really trying to get. I'm trying to be the best that I can be, and grabbing this British title is a stepping stone to get to where I want to be.
You tried to step up, but you couldn't step up, so you had to step back down, innit?
Have you ever stepped up?
No, I'm trying to step up now. I'm on my way up.
Okay.
We're stepping back down, innit?
All right. Keep that energy.
No, it's the same energy I'm going to keep on the night, bro.
All right. I hear you.
Mikhail, do you see Isaac as a
No
step
pulling out, yeah?
Look at this guy, bro.
No pulling out. Don't pull out. Don't say you have something, you have a cold. Don't pull out. Don't say none of these things. Okay?
What did he say?
Don't pull out.
I'm not going to pull out.
All right.
Don't worry about that.
Cool.
Yeah, what did he say? What's the question?
You said I'm stepping up now. Do you see Isaac as a step up?
Yeah, definitely, man. It's definitely a step up. I think he's gonna bring the best out of me, and that's it, man. But obviously, I'm looking to fight this guy, and with whatever I can do, man's gonna just find a way to beat this guy, and that's what's gonna happen on the night. Do you feel me?
Before I get a final message from the two of you, I have got to ask you, Isaac. You've shared the ring with both main event fighters. Do you have a prediction for that fight?
Honestly, I actually don't know, because I fought both of them at 2 different times in my career. So it's going to be very difficult. Both of them have great attributes. Both of them are very good fighters. So definitely can't wait to watch this fight holding the British title.
Do you have a final message for Mikhail?
See you soon, man.
Same to you, Mikhail. Do you have anything else to say to Isaac?
I just can't wait, innit?
Ben, that's a great fight. You must be happy that is chief support on the undercard to this massive world title fight.
Yeah, and for me, what it does show is fighters should not be scared of losing. Isaac Chamberlain is still here. He'll have reasons for why he lost against Lawrence. He'll have reasons after being out for so long as to why he feels he lost to Chris. But he's here and he gets the big fights, and that's what boxing is about. Fighters should not be scared of going into the big fights because there's always an opportunity around the corner. And Mikhail Lawal, from a tournament, winning a tournament and fighting up the hard way, is now here defending his British title on a show like this. It's a special story, and the division gets better and better. And I know Richard Riakpo will be sat at home watching this right now and can't wait to get in the mix as well. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Let's just have one final message from the two main event fighters. Chris, I'll let you go first as the challenger. What's your final message to Lawrence?
Stay injury free, and bring. I know what Lawrence is going to bring on fight night, and that's what we're preparing for. We've seen the best Lawrence Okolie up close in the gym, so that's the one we're preparing for.
We know that the Bournemouth fans are so central to everything that you do. Do you have a message for them as well? It'd be a huge weekend down in Bournemouth with the run-in to the relegation battle as well for Bournemouth.
Yeah, I mean, Ben mentioned it earlier about last summer and how we've turned it around from last summer to the stadium, and he obviously, there's a lot of people involved with the club and stuff, but it's down to the fans. It's a huge thanks to them. They're unbelievable fans. They support me, me against Isaac. And I know they've got a lot of love for Isaac, so I'm sure they'll be cheering for him on the night as well. So it'll be just an amazing atmosphere, and I just can't wait. But thank you to all the fans.
And if I pushed you for a prediction?
Chris Billam-Smith knockout.
Lawrence, the same series of questions. How do you think that you'll feel in front of a hostile crowd? Get the impression with the fights that we work with you that you thrive off of a crowd if they're for you or against you. It's the atmosphere that you buzz off.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Obviously, you don't know until the day, but I think obviously they all know what I'm like as a person and a character. It's not going to faze me in the slightest. I do understand what happens, when someone lands a shot. It's going to help Chris, because obviously there's going to be some sticky moments in the fight, and them screaming and stuff might be enough to rally him through. But we'll see on the night.
The booing won't bother you?
No, I mean I got booed in my last fight, so it's all good.
Have you got a final message to Chris?
Not a personal one, do you know what I mean? But just as a boxer, train hard. I'm coming, and I'm really coming, because for me this is bigger than just me and Chris. I see Adam Nazim in the crowd, one of my favourite up-and-coming fighters, and it's obviously Shane there as well, a great coach who helped me win a world title. So there's so much at stake on a personal level for me as well. So I'm going to make sure that the same way they're going to be training, I'm going to be doing much more, and I'm going to show them, who I really am.
And your
on the day. It's hard, because I said I'll knock out my last two guys, and I haven't. So I'm going to save the prediction for a little bit closer. I'll see how I feel. Obviously, I'm going to win. But I haven't seen Chris knocked out before, so it's a tough one. I don't know yet.
And doesn't bother you that he thinks he can knock you out?
No, I mean, of course, he knows he can't win a points decision against me, especially when I'm in great shape. So the best way for someone like Chris to fight me would be to maybe either be too far out and hope that I fall in, or would be to get on my chest and work. Both I'll be very prepared for. And at the same time, I punch like hard enough for, a lot of game plans to go out the window. But we'll see on the day once again.
Perfect. Well, all four of you, thank you. Best of luck in your training camps. We're going to break for head-to-heads now.